Number 1. You talk to yourself in different accents, out loud, in complete sentences. Society has decided this is weird. Society might be wrong. Researchers at Bangor University found that saying certain things out loud can improve focus during specific tasks like searching for objects. Hearing your own voice helps reinforce what you're trying to find, giving your brain an extra cue to work with. Psychologists also know about something called the production effect. Information you say out loud is often easier to remember than information you only think silently because your brain processes it through both speech and hearing. So when you're walking around muttering about your keys, you're not necessarily losing your mind. You're giving your memory a second backup system. And the random accents? Honestly, that's probably just your brain playing with language. Let it have fun. Number 2. You're a night owl. Your best ideas arrive somewhere between midnight and 2 a.m. Meanwhile, before 10 in the morning, you're basically running on emergency power. If that's you, you're not alone. Some research has found that people who naturally prefer later sleep schedules tend to score higher on certain measures of intelligence and reasoning. One theory suggests that staying awake later represents a more evolutionarily recent behavior, one that may reflect greater flexibility in adapting to modern environments. Another explanation is much simpler. People with more flexible jobs or lifestyles often have the freedom to follow the sleep schedule that works best for them. Either way, being a night owl doesn't automatically make someone smarter. It could be that you're just the descendant of the person who watched over the tribe at night. Number 3. You swear. A lot. And somebody has probably told you that swearing makes you sound unintelligent. Turns out, the research says that's not necessarily true. In one study, people who could generate a larger number of swear words also performed better on tests of general verbal fluency. In other words, knowing lots of colorful language usually reflects having a larger mental dictionary, not a smaller one. Of course, there's a difference between knowing when to swear and swearing every third word. Real verbal intelligence includes knowing when language fits the situation. So the next time you accidentally stub your toe and unleash an Oscar-worthy performance, just remember, your vocabulary clearly had options. Number 4. You change your mind when the evidence changes. You've spent 20 minutes defending an opinion. Someone shows you convincing evidence, and you say, "Oh, I was wrong. Believe it or not." That's one of the smartest things you can say. Psychologists call this intellectual humility. It's the willingness to admit you don't know everything, and to update your beliefs when better information comes along. Research has consistently linked intellectual humility with better reasoning, more accurate decision-making, and a lower likelihood of falling for misinformation. Most people think changing your mind is weakness. In reality, it often means your brain values truth more than ego. You're not deleting your personality. You're installing an update. Number 5. You get bored. Very easily. Not because you don't want to do anything, because your brain constantly wants something more interesting to do. Psychologist Sandy Mann argues that boredom isn't simply the absence of stimulation. It's your brain searching for something more meaningful to engage with. And some research suggests that boredom can actually encourage creativity by pushing people toward imagination, problem solving, and new ideas. Think about it. Have you ever had your best idea while sitting in traffic, taking a shower, or stuck in a painfully boring meeting? Exactly. When your environment isn't stimulating enough, your brain sometimes creates its own entertainment. Now, that doesn't mean getting bored automatically means you're highly intelligent. But highly curious minds often crave novelty, challenge, and complexity. If they don't get it, their imagination usually takes over. Subscribe to attend the next class. Class dismissed.